In this episode, we are going to show you
how we left civilization behind us,
how Tilly overheated in the middle of the jungle
before facing the roughest terrain,
and hitting breaking point.
Are you ready, baby?
Ready.
Woohoo! Whoopee!
Yay!
Spontaneous intro for Maddi. Well, that worked well. Good morning! We stayed about 2 or 3 nights.
3 nights actually.
3 nights. We stayed in this beautiful, amazing hut bungalow next to the river.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was amazing. We did a nice coffee tour over here. That was a beautiful stay. We're gonna put it like on the screen here because the owner was very helpful and super friendly.
Above and beyond with everything for
Yeah.
us. It was really good stay.
Yeah, and it's quiet, it's nice, it's like in the rice field. It's absolutely amazing. We highly recommend and want to support them. And the little doggies are here as well, which are going to say goodbye to us now because we're on our way.
We'll be rolling in dead things.
His name is Poi, P-O-I.
Boy really smelled today because he rolled in something.
Maddi needs to wash her hands now. Anyway, we're heading north, making our way through Laos. Beautiful country so far. We absolutely love it. And we are going about 300 kilometers, 350 kilometers, something in between, north to a town called Thakhek or Thakhek. I can't remember it right now. It is going to be a lovely ride because we're going on the countryside again a little bit, and it's only going to be 37 degrees today. We're very lucky with that. It's a bit overcast. That's perfect riding weather. So we better go.
Well, optimistic past Oli didn't know it yet, but this turned out to be the hardest day we've had so far on our journey. So instead of taking the main highway, we decided to rocket through the countryside. And it's going to be this section here that looks pretty normal on Google Maps that turned out to be a bit tricky. And by a bit, I mean a lot. So fully optimistic, we started our day. And our only challenge so far was to avoid the massive potholes on the road. We actually even had a little laugh at the sign saying, "Good luck, do come back." But we're about to find out just why they wish you good luck.
And soon, the off-roading began. When we stopped for the little pee break, and it was here where I noticed something was wrong with Tilly. Tilly's overheating, we gotta go. I kept the engine running, so the cooling water kept circulating through the running water pump in that heat. One thing I didn't notice at that time was that the coolant fan was not working, which is why the coolant went straight into boiling. Coolant boiling! At this point in time, I just wanted to get more airflow in Tilly so the engine could cool down, which is why we jumped straight back on to move. Keeping the engine running might protect it from a massive so-called heat soak in those conditions. We will probably cause some mechanical discussions in the comments below. After all, there was absolutely no breeze going. Eventually, the temperature went down, so we continued our journey through this off-roading paradise. But not much later, so I did that for quite a few times now. Tilly is really overheating. It's 35 degrees, but at some point the cooling fluid started to boil and was really getting really hot. So something I guess is wrong. Maybe I have to change the cooling fluid or something else. It's just really hot. It's just really hot here. Maybe that's just the case. I did stop now, try to cool it down while the engine was still running so the cooling fluid could still circulate, get it down a bit more. Then I turned the engine off and then started cooling it down a lot. So the cooling liquid is not boiling anymore. So that is very good. We'll stop now for a bit. I'll spit more water on Tilly to cool her down. That never happened before, so I'm going to investigate. Looks better now. She's cooling down. Alright, mystery solved. It is 40 degrees. Surprise. The road ahead of us doesn't look that suitable to drive, to be honest, with a heavy loaded adventure bike. So we're looking for a little detour now and try to get a little bit of airflow in Tilly so she keeps cooling down a bit instead of staying in the hot heat. So let's go! We found a little detour. And surprisingly, Tilly's temperature remained very stable after this. We can't say the same from us though. The heat and the sun were boiling us. Still, keeping the gear on is the right thing to do. You definitely don't want to have a serious injury here. Alright, Scout Maddi went ahead. You can see her down there. Check the route for me. And I'm trying to get down there and hopefully safe on the other side again. We'll see. An amazing jump. Oh, easy, no problem. For a bit.
We didn't know it at the time, but this was the last village before the jungle, and we would actually be back there later that day.
It looks like something in there, doesn't it? No. That's good.
fighting our way through those roads, and it really doesn't transfer in the camera footage. The steepness and inaccessibility really made it a challenge for us. It really felt like we were heading into the nowhere. The sandy underground, mixed with a puddle of water every now and then, mud, but also hard rocks and steep inclines with big drops. It was hard to navigate through it all and keep control of the bike. At least the occasional water puddles meant some extra cooling for Tilly. And sometimes we also had some surprisingly cool encounters.
That's cool. Pin? Okay. Thank you. Wait, up and down, up and down. We then came across this water puddle, and Spotter Maddi's senses tingled, so we checked it first. Maddi quickly checked with two locals that were wood chopping, and the message was very clear. We had to go around it. The good news is we're on the right way. So locals here were wood chopping and they just told us the right way to finish where we're going today. So yeah, at least we're on the right way. Are we ready? No, that wasn't the SpongeBob thing I wanted to say. Wait, can we do it? Yes, we can. I don't know. Never mind. I'm coming. Yes. We were really fighting our way through the jungle. Right, so we thought we're gonna do it a little bit interview style now to explain a bit better in what situation we were in at that moment, because it was quite intense.
Yeah, I would say by far it was like one of the most intense riding days we've had on our trip.
Yeah, so what was the situation we were in? We were like in the middle of the jungle. We had no drinking water left because we used it all to cool Tilly down, and then we were wrestling Tilly up those hills, and about every 200 meters, honestly, Maddi had to jump off the bike, scout ahead, and lead me like literally through it while I'm wrestling up the hill. It was intense. It was so steep. It was so many like rough rocks and definitely not suitable for like a bigger bike and not heavy loaded bike at all. So.
And the heat that day was just intense. It was at least 42, 45, something ridiculous, and there was no breeze whatsoever, and having to constantly get on and off Tilly, walk up those steep hills to try and scout Ollie, and then Ollie having to battle Tilly. It was just, oh my god.
We were pushed to the edge slowly but safely, especially the next situation. Maddi jumped off the bike again, scouted ahead, and I made my way up the hill, and then I had to push a bit more because I had to like go up the hill because it was so rough terrain. And the problem with that situation was that our comms were breaking up because of the distance, and I was having kind of like a great time, but the only thing that Maddi received on her comms was literally just me screaming.
All I could hear was Ollie screaming, the comms were breaking in and out. I didn't know what I was going to like get up the top of the hill and see. I thought he was like lying under the bike, like couldn't move, or it's just, for me that was incredibly stressful.
And that whole situation with all those conditions around it, that pushed us very much like over the edge.
Yeah.
I'm here now, so I'm coming, okay? Yeah! I really Tilly with all the stuff on. Fuck me! Oh my god, what was that? Babe, you're not gonna like this, but I really Tilly with all the stuff on. Go. Ready?
I think in the next bit you can clearly see how much we were struggling. Again, we ran completely out of water. There was no water left, and we could feel the dehydration. I was getting dizzy, and it was not good for my concentration while riding at all. I could feel it.
Yeah, we're in the middle of nowhere at this point. We had either hours to go in this direction to get to where we wanted to, or it'd be hours to get back, and he was feeling dizzy. We were both dehydrated, and
at that point we had in 4 hours covered 20 kilometers, which is not much at all. So we were done. We hit breaking point.
yeah.
Take your helmet off, open your jacket. Good? Yes.
And that was it. We reached breaking point.
And this is where this episode ends.
In the next episode, you will see how we made our way out of the jungle.
And made it to the next loop, the Thakhek loop.
Where we had another amazing accommodation.
And decided to enter some caves.